Hey everybody, welcome to the Brutality, the Skirmish Game Battle Report. I'm back to run through the remainder of the solo and cooperative play missions, this time with Get to the Chopper. This is mission 2 for the followers of Isaac. They're stuck in the Badlands in the wilderness, and right now they're being chased by the locals, basically. This mission is representative of, like, if you're being chased by like a big horde, so you could do like a Starship Troopers thing with like hordes of bugs, or use your 40k models with like Gene Stealers or Termagants or something like that. In this case, I'm going to use some Scarred from Dark Age as the cannibal monsters chasing them. Now, typically what you do is you do a sort of like swarm of models when they spawn, and you would have one model represent each of their wounds and attacks, and they would just all move around and base to base with each other like a swarm. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use progressively bigger monsters. So they all share the same stat line. They're just melee monsters that are going to charge and try and eat me as I try and get across the board. But they will basically use bigger models each time they have more wounds. So you roll for every 2 points every turn of models that you have on the table, and see what shows up. So stuff is spawning all the time. It spawns a certain distance away from you, and you got to try and kill it and get across the board. You get 3 VPs for every model you have that escapes at the end of turn 6, and you do get 6 turns instead of 4 to try and get across the table. Now, stuff's dangerous, so we might die, and of course the bad guys will score VPs as normal. So I'll show you the table setup. We're going through some sort of like wrecked industrial area, something that's all desertified right now in the wilderness, some collapsed civilization. I'll show you the current state of the Warband, because I do have a new recruit. I managed to find another living human named Ira, and Ira is a melee specialist, so I've got a different type of class model now. Everything except for support in my group, and that caps out my current group roster. My home base only has 6 slots in it. And that ups my value to 6, so I have 6 points for the models, but 0 gold in my stash during this game. So let's take a look at the table and get this underway. Isaac's followers. Isaac has graduated up to level 2, which is sweet, meaning he's learned a couple skills. He's got a stat increase. His dex is now 7, and he's got the quick learning ability. So on 8+, whenever he earns a experience point, he earns an additional one, which is cool. And then we've got my 2 centipedes. We've got Rusty and Rolly, who are both different levels. Rusty is actually up to level 1 now, and he's gained the scouting ability, so I get +1 for deployment rolls. And then we've got Captain Cora. She got smoked first game. She didn't even survive the game, so she's still level 0, my lowest level character. And then we got my weaponsmith, and he is got the haggling skill now because he's level 1, so he's a bit better at going after merchants. And then when I found Ira during the exploration phase, he came in at level 1 already, so he's already got 2 XP because he's 1 level higher than the lowest level character I have, which means Cora gets pushed down to the bottom again. And he's got the Executioner skill, which means whenever he earns a VP in melee, he gets +1 VP on a roll of a 7+, which is kind of cool. I boosted her fight skill to 6, and I boosted her save to 3, and then the ability is the lightning fast, so +2 run and charge rolls. These are baddies, and when the swarms come in, we're gonna have different various sizes. So 4 wounds, 3 wounds, and 2 wound swarms. Now they all have the same stats and skills. They're fight 5, dex 5, because I boosted their fight, and then they are going to have a willpower increase to 5, and then armor 4, which is crazy. They're actually super heavy armored, which represents the fact that they're crazy cannibals with like bits of metal bolted to them. And then they all get the clobber skill. That's their special skill. When they roll a 1 or a 2 to hit in melee, they create a -1 on my save rolls because they've got crazy stabby bits, as you can see. The Choppa. This is my new game. The stat line for the swarms is set, but then you pick 2 stat increases for it and an ability. Each turn, roll for and deploy the NPCs, then activate the entire player warband, then activate the entire NPC warband. Now, all they try and do is go after us. No objective or kill points. Pick a single spot on the board edge opposite from the player's deployment zone to be your escape route. NPCs only want to try and kill you. Victory conditions, the players score 3 VPs for each model that reaches the escape point within a turn 4. At the start of each game turn, roll a D10 for each 2 points in the player list that's still on the table, and follow the directions below. And deploy a cluster. So the cluster's hit points and attacks is based on its size, basically. So 4, and it'll go down when they get wounded. And when they charge into melee, only 1 model needs to make it in, but I'm only using single models here, basically based on size instead. When clusters deploy, they'll always try their best to be deployed between the models and the player models and the exit. So deploy a cluster of swarms 4 inches away on a 1 to deploy 4 swarm models 12 inches away on a 10. and everything in between is basically further like and closer. So the lower I roll, the worse it is, because it could be like big models like real close to us, and the higher I roll, the better. Deploy left to right here. I'm going to deploy the my PC Warband, and they deploy on one table edge and try and get across to the other. So we need to figure out what's an appropriate looking escape point. It's into the junkyard. So this right here will be the escape point for the exit zone, and we'll deploy on the left. I get 6 inches deployment zones anywhere along this board edge, and we're going to start off by putting, I think, core up top, some overwatch. Throw weaponsmith, because he's also a medic down here, with Isaac. Go team centipede over here, and then team centipede over here, just to split them up. And then last but not least, we'll put down my melee specialist, Ira, in the middle. Thing the first, there are 6 points of my PCs on the table. It's round 1 of 6. I gotta roll 3d10 to see what shows up. And it's gonna be a 10, a 1, and a 6. So worst thing possible, best thing possible, and right in the middle. So it's going to be 2 big ones, and then a medium one. There's going to be that many big ones, so we're going to use these as the big multi-wound, 4-wound guys too, my rays and my warhead. So one shows up 4 inches away, sweet. One shows up 12 inches away between us and the point, so basically 8 inches away from him. So back here, just monsters everywhere. 6 is a 2-wound sword, 10 inches away. So one of the little guys is going to show up over here. You got my whole turn. Well, let's start blasting. I think we're going to start with core activating. She's going to take an aim action, and she's going to shoot this closest bad guy. So she gets 2 shots with a ranged weapon. She is normally, and this is the first time she's ever gotten to do anything, she is normally going to be shooting against their dex of 5, but aiming down to 4-3. She hits 2 2s and just totally misses. Use our command token right away and have her shoot again, because that was terrible. Try again. A 9 and a 2, so 1 hit. Piercing rule, so the 9 does trigger that, which means his save will be on a 4 or less, goes to a 3 or less. And he fails, takes a wound. 3 left. And that does drop his attacks and his stat appropriately too, because basically you're blowing chunks off these guys. Well, next up I think we go with the man, the legend that is Centipede. And he's going to stay outside of 2. So he's just going to walk up to, he can go 8. He has a 6-inch gun. I can't see through this wall though. Maybe we'll go with this one next. So we're going to go 6 and then 2 just to climb up high. So 5 and then 3 actually to go here. And we'll just aim like this. And then second action, we're going to take a shot. 1 range dice on him. Again, dex with 5, so 5 or more. Hits with an 8. And then he's got the armor of 4 or less. Fails with a 5, so it goes down to 2 wounds left. Well, do we think we can do it in melee? We're gonna get hit back in melee if we do. Weaponsmith's gonna go, we gotta keep moving forward. So Weaponsmith's gonna go 6 and walk over to here, get in the rear arc. Gonna stay outside of 2 if we can. And we can by going over here, so not quite rear arc. And then we're gonna shoot. 2-shot range attack. Misses and hits. So looking for a save of 4 or less now for this big beastie. And he fails, down to 1 wound. Well, it's all of this to kill 1. I want to attack though now, so I feel like moving and then charging is going to be the way to do this. So 10, ooh, we got a sweet charge. So we get an automatic injury impact. We're going to flip around the back. There's not a lot of point in doing that because it's just going to mean that we're getting rear charge later. So we'll charge to the side. And then we turn to face each other. Got this piercing weapons. 10 critical, an extra point of damage. Sweet. Dies. There's no save. So he just, I guess I just like shoulder into him, and the last of the big guy explodes. He's an executioner on an 8+. I get 2 VPs instead of 1 for that. I do. Sweet. So 2 VPs. So 2 VPs for the followers of Isaac for him doing that. That does clear things up a little bit, which means we're gonna move over to here, and then we are going to, I think, try and run. And he gets to run D10 with a maximum roll of 8, so 3 more inches. He's gonna run on the side over here and try and go wide. It's Isaac. Isaac's gonna move up 2, going up 6 to here. Actually, we'll just get in the middle of everybody, and then we're gonna try and blast the little guy, see if we can kill him. Range attack. Dex of the little guys is 5, so getting 6s to hit. 2 hits. And they've only got 2 wounds, so 2 armor rolls, 4 or less. Fails and fails. Oof, dead. Good job, Isaac. Score him 1 for the kill and potentially an extra experience point, but he doesn't get it. 2 experience for Ira, and then 1 for Isaac, and I think that's everybody having gone now. Everybody attacks, and they all just try and get into melee. And they're all melee characters. They try and get as close as possible, starting off with the only ones on the table. So moving towards the nearest model, and they can move 6, stay inside of 2. And then charging at -2 because of our gadgets. Flashbang! 4 still makes it. So charging into Ira. Big boy though, so it's 5 attacks. As I forgot to roll my random event for the start of the turn, it's a 20. A trap, a random model, player, or enemy takes 2 crushing wound chart rolls with saves allowed. So there's 9 models on the table, which means on a reroll of 10 basically. And we'll go left to right based on their current positions, with the 8, 9, 10 being the bad guys that are dead. 1. That's gonna be Cora. 2 crushing wound chart rolls, 4 and 2. 4 skewered for -2 dexterity, and then 2 disarmed. She didn't do anything with her first shot anyway, which means that she would have just picked her weapon up instead of aiming, and the other ones actually hit with high enough numbers, it didn't matter. But she is now skewered, so she's -2 dex. It's back to the melee, charging in with 5 dice. Ugh. Yeah, so 4 + 1. And trying to get under its fight score, so it's a critical, which is 2 hits instead of 1. The 8 will miss, the 5, 4, and 3 will hit, so it's 5 hits total. 5 saves, you'll be fine. Armor 3 on Ira. Pass, pass, pass. Only takes 2 wounds. 1 left. Holy, I can't believe I'm alive. Well, I can hit back 2 attacks. Hitting on 5 or less, 6 or less? 6 or less, because he's fight 6. 1 hit, 1 armor roll for this big guy. Passes. Gets shoved back 2. And that's the bad guys going. Well, turn 2, we did some killing. We lost some folks. So let's see what the random event is first. It's 11. Raging, all enemy models have +2 move and flight this game turn. Wow, we riled them up. And then we gotta roll our 3d10 again to see what arrives. 4, 6, 7, so all the middle tier stuff. 3 wound, a 2 wound, and a 2 wound. 3 wound, which is gonna be one of these fellas, is going to be 8 inches away. So 8 inches away in between, so it'll be back here. And then 2 2 wounds that are 10 inches away. So in behind. All right, and it's back to us. Who wants to go first? Well, you need to run, because you're going to be worth lots of EPs. So I don't think Ira can survive charging again, because this thing still has 4 wounds. So I think once again we start with Cora. She's bad dex right now, but we're just gonna go on Overwatch, I think. Or she could try and shoot back here. She's gonna aim and she's gonna try and shoot one of these guys. 2 shots. She is shooting against their dex of 5. She beats him twice. And then 9 is piercing, so this one will be a 3 or less. Nope, fails. The other one's on a 4 or less. Passes. So this one takes a wound. We'll just token to do it again, because I feel like that was the best option. Shooting the wounded one again. Hits it once, and it dies. Good job, Cora. EP for us for the kill. Experience for her. All right, so she's done, and we've used our command token. I think this fast model is going to go. It's going to go 3, 3 down, and then 2, and just stay outside of 2. Heading over here. And that's going to zap this 2-1 guy again. Die now, so hitting on a 6. Cranks it for double hits. Sweet. And its shots are not piercing though, so 4 or less to save. Pass, pass. Oof. Weaponsmith's gonna go. We're just gonna keep moving. Going 6 over to here. And he's gonna rat-a-tat-tat, I think, into the rear arc of the big guy. In the rear arc, range attacks, looking to beat 6s, and he's at +2, so it's gonna be a 5 or better. Cranks it twice, 2 armor saves. She gets to reroll her misses because she's 3 inches higher than the targets. Good to know. So 2 armor rolls, 4 or less. Fails, fails, takes 2 wounds. Down to 2. Eyes is going to do much the same. Heading over 6. Rear arc. Going to try and wrap this guy. On 5s. Gets him once, and then another armor roll. Fails it, down to 1. We have to make 2 wound chart rolls for him as well. A 9 and a 5. 9 is bleeding, 5 is sliced, -2 fighting skill. So he's down to 1 wound. And he's just going to die at the start of his activation because no one's going to help him. I think we run. We're going to go 6 rather, over here with Ira, because Ira's pretty beat up. And then Ira's going to run, going D10 for his second action. And go 6. And head over this way. And then Rolly, because Rusty's already moved, is going to go his 8 because he's fast. Up to here. And then he'll run as well. And he's going to go 7, and run up to here. Be almost gone. When he started the activation, he's gonna melt. And that's gonna give the points to Isaac. DP for him dying, and then do we get an additional XP? 8? Nope, just 1. It's over here, charging in, so -2. He rolls a 1 or 2, he fails. He fails, and then same thing over here, moving over to Rusty, and then charging at -2, passes, so in he goes. He's 3 on the charge versus 1 back. So melee skill is a sweet 5 or less, 6 or less. These bad guys. No, 5 or less. Hits once. And then his armor of 3 or less. He fails, takes a wound. Rusty is wounded. He's got 2 left. And then he'll fight back with 1 die. And hits. So an armor roll, which he fails. So 1 wound left on this little guy. Alright, new turn. We're into turn 3. We're not doing too bad. We're a little dinged up, but some bad guys are going to show up again. So it's another close big guy. Close big guy, and then 3 is also pretty bad. Close big guy in between is within 4, and then another one within 10. Always trying to be between if possible. So 10 would be over here. And then the 3 is going to be a 3 swarm model 8 inches away. So that's going to be one of these guys. Background here. And starting the movement phase. Well, I think we're going to go with Cora. She's going to aim again. And she's going to try and blast. Oh, sorry. He would be pushed back 2 inches at the end of the charge. She's going to try and shoot the drill head with 1 wound left. Aiming first. Why not? And then hitting on dexterity 5. So it's going to be a 3 or more. Sorry, 4 more rather. 2 hits. So 2 armor rolls. 4 or less. Fails both and dies. So she gets another XP, get a victory point. Use the command token for a free action to shoot again, and shoot this guy. Hitting on, again I've aimed, so that's going to be 5s, so I need +2, so 4 better. 2 hits, didn't need any more rerolls. 2 saves, 4 or less. Fail, takes 2, down to 1. Here, well, lots of big guys here, so how do we want to do this? I think next we go with Ira. Ira's just gonna run. So going 60 here. And then running for an extra 5. Heading backwards. Just staying away. Rolly, I like your hustle. That's why it's so hard to catch you. You're going to go over here. Stay inside of 2. And then back to this. And you're going to try and zap him in the rear. So +2 to hit. Because you're in the rear arc. And you hit with a 9. And then he's going to have to make a save on a 4 or less. He passes. Oh, he needs to make an injury roll though. 4. Skewered for -2 dex. Actually, so that's going to be a hit. Oh no, they both hit. Never mind. And then that's Rusty done, or sorry, Rolly done. Rusty could go. No, we'll go with. I wanted him dead. Yeah, we'll go with Rusty. He's just going to go around to the edge here because this guy's easier to hit now. And shoot him. He double hits, sweet, and then armor fails, so he's dead. Another victory point, and then another XP for, that's Rusty. Well, that opens the door for both Isaac and the weaponsmith, and I think they're just gonna start moving and shooting. So moving up 6, up to here, and then 2 shots into the big fella. Gotta clear the middle. Oh, we could shoot him instead. We could kill him. No, we'll shoot into the big fella. So dex 5, so he needs 6 to hit. Cranks it with a critical, and then 4 or less to save. Fails 1, so he's got 3 wounds left. What happens to him? Is he bleeding? Give me something good. 5 is skewered, -2 dex. Isaac can go and head over to here 6. And then shoot as well. 2 shots. Looking for, it's going to be 5s, 4s now. 1 piercing hit, so a 3 or less now to save because he's pierced. No, he passes anyway. It's baddie time, so trying to charge in with the flashbangs at -2. 1, so doesn't make it. Only goes an inch and stops. Flashbangs, well, this guy's doing much the same thing. Heads in, and then tries to charge. Fails! Oh my god, the flashbangs are amazing. Much the same over here. Tries to charge. -2, so a 3 will make it, and Rusty's getting charged. Spins to face. Against a big guy, so 4 goes to 5 attacks on the charge. Hitting on 3s or less. Ugh, so 2. Yeah, 6 hits. Sweet Prince. So do you make your saves? Not enough. And you are toast. Rusty's dead. VP for the baddies. We've lost our first model, 1 to 6. It's new turn, turn 4. What's our event? Gonna be 23. Covering. Player model of your choosing can remove 1 status effect or negative modifier. Well, I guess we're not skewered anymore. Sweet. New bad guys spawn. Oh, this is gonna be bad. 2, 5, 8. So a closet. So another big guy outside of 6. 5 is 2 with an 8, and then 8 is 3 within 10. So 1, 2 over here. So let's try and be between us. And then a big guy within 6. It's over here. Well, where do we want to go? I think Cora is almost out of range. Although she could shoot him. What's she gonna do? She's gonna shoot the big guy? We gotta loot. No, she's gonna move. She's gonna go 3 down and then 3 over to here. And then she's gonna run to try and get into position. 10, sweet, well she can only run 6. So 3 up and 3 over. Change spots. And then she'll use a command token for a free action to try and blast this dude right here. 2 shots, needing 5s. Miss. Rerolling because she's elevated. Hit once, and then an armor roll, 4 or less. Passes. She got a new position, which was good, but she didn't actually kill him, which was bad. Let's go with you. You're gonna go. Now we'll loosen people up first, I hope. We're gonna go with, I think, Rolly. He's gonna go 6 over and 2 up, which will get him over here. He's climbing. And then he's gonna take some shots into the wounded guy. No, the guy in the open. You can get him. 9 will hit, and he's elevated, so rerolling 1. 4 will miss. So 9 into this guy. He's in the open. Fails his roll. Or no, passes his roll and doesn't take a one. Go with Ira, moving 6 over to here. And then attempting a charge. And getting it with a 10, so an automatic injury roll into... do we want to charge over here instead? We're going to charge over here instead because we're in the rear arc. Might as well try. I'm turning around because if this works, then I've turned him around for shooting afterwards. So an automatic injury roll. 10 just takes the wounds, got 2 left. That's sweet because then he only has 2 attacks back. And we've got 3 attacks on the charge. 6 or less. Pass. So 2 injury rolls. Fail. So he's dead, but he's going to swing back with 2 dice. On 5s. Fail hit. So one armor roll. He fails, so he's down to 1 wound. And then injury roll for him because it was a melee attack. Oh no, they count as unarmed actually, so no injury rolls. They have the unarmed stat, which means we don't have to roll for injuries, which is good. Okay, well that went better than expected. So does he get his executioner extra experience point or extra victory point? No. 7, and he gains an XP. With the weaponsmith, he's gonna walk 6, and then he's gonna use a power check, gonna try and heal Ira. He passes to 2 wounds. Sweet, good job, weaponsmith. And then we're gonna go with Isaac. He's gonna go 6 over to here. And then he's gonna blast him in the rear arc. No, we'll blast the guy in between us. So 2 shots. He's got a dex of 5, so 6 or more. Hits twice, and then he has a save of 4 or less. Fails twice, takes 2 wounds down to 1. All right, well, bad guys activate. Closest is gonna be over here, so he's gonna just try and charge. He has to get within 2, but he's -2 to his roll. Still makes it. So Ira spins around, and it's gonna be a 5 attack charge, once again. Hitting on 5 or less. So fumble, and then a critical, so 2 hits, so 5 hits total. So 5 armor rolls of 3 or less. Pass, and then 3 fails. So Ira is down. But he gets to swing back twice. Does he hit? 6s. Gets him once, and then armor roll 4 or less. Doesn't. And wounds him. So we did some damage on the way down at least. Alright, well this fellow's gonna go towards weaponsmith, and then it'll be -2 to the charge, but he makes it. And he's only got 2 attacks though, because he's injured, so 5 or less. Both hit. 2 armor rolls. Pass and fails, takes the damage. But he gets to fight back. Range models only have 1 die on melee though, so 5 or less. Misses. This fellow's gonna come towards Isaac, moving 6, and then try and charge at -2 again. Makes it. Oh, sorry. He gets driven back 2. And he's got 2 goes to 3 attacks because he's charging. Totally misses. Still driven back. Oh, injury roll for the weaponsmith. 2 unarmed. Keep forgetting. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they hit us. Okay, so you're gonna end up 6 over here and try and charge up the wall at -2. So you gotta go 4. But you're -2. Nope, -2 won't make it. So it just ends outside of 2. You're gonna go towards the nearest, which will be 6 over to here, and you can't. Well, I guess you could try and charge. No, you can only charge 6, so you'll run instead. And you'll run 7, so you'll be right outside of 2. Oof, bad turn. So they've dropped another one of our models, which puts them at 2 VPs. Putting them at 6 VPs because they score 3 instead of 1 for each model they kill. Mind, we don't score any VPs for kills. We've scored nothing. And they score nothing. The only score is if we get off the table. Now, the only bonus to turn 5 right now is that we don't have that many models left, so only 2 models are going to spawn. Fire and Rusty are down. Let's see what our event is first. It's going to be 1420, so another trap. So random, how many models on the table? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 reroll 10s. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This guy takes 2 crushing injury rolls. 10 just dies. Critical hit. That happened. So there's only 2 rolls to see what spawns now because we have 4 points on the table. That's gonna be a 10 and a 4. So another big guy, 12 inches away. And then a 4 is a 3, 8 inches away. Big guy back here. And then an even bigger guy back here. Okay then, yeah, we need to clear the way. So, can you do it? Rolly? No, we gotta shoot everything in him and Rolly has to try and leave, I think. Is the only way we can do this. So we're gonna do Cora first. Cora's probably not within 20. 8, 16. Oh no, you're within 20. So shooting into the big guy back here. 2 shots. Rerolling the miss. Getting 6s, 2 hits. So 2 armor rolls. Pass fail, takes a wound. His injury roll is a 9, so he's bleeding. We'll die later if we're lucky. And then we'll use the command token to do it again. So 2 more rolls. 6 or more. Critical hit, rerolling. Miss. Actually, sorry, we aimed first, so we did hit actually. So it's 3 armor rolls. 2 of them are piercing, so 3 or less to save. Takes another wound, and the last one's 4 or less. Takes a final wound. So what's the injury roll now? 10, just critical, just kills him. I'm Cora, although no one's earned any experience, which sucks because there's no kill points in this mission. Otherwise, we'd be farming experience like crazy. Now we need to kill this one, and then he can escape potentially. So let's go with Isaac. Sure. No, the weaponsmith's gonna shoot over here. So 2 shots. I will move first. So we're gonna go 3 and 3 up over to here, and then we'll shoot. Looking for 6s, rerolling misses. Rerolling misses. 1 hit. 1 armor roll. Passes. And the boss. He's gonna go 6 this way, and then also shoot. Yeah, we'll also shoot into him. Shots, big numbers, no whammy. 10's a hit, 2 hits actually, and then fails is takes 2 wounds. And then what's the critical effect? 6 is gonna be serrations, -2 movement. Well, then it's gonna be you moving 8, so 6. And then, yeah, you're just gonna run and get off the table. And you do. End up here, and then leave. You get 3 VPs, and Rolly earns 3 VPs. He also earns Jack. And that's turn 5. So bad guys go, just making a charge roll, and gets there. So 5 charging into Cora. Cora's gonna turn. 5 attacks on the charge, big numbers, no whammy, 5 or less. Miss, 3 hits, 1's a critical, so 4 hits. And she's gonna make 4 armor rolls, 3 or less. Pass, fail. So she's got 1 wound left. Again, unarmed, so no injury rolls. But she is driven back off the edge. 3-inch fall, which means a crushing injury roll with a save allowed. So save, passes, she's okay. What happened? She would have taken a 3. Broken hand, but she lived, good job. Then over here, so moving to within 2, and then charging, makes it. This little drill head has 3 attack dice, and Isaac will get to fight back. Miss, miss, hit. So 1 armor roll for Isaac. His armor is a 3. He fails and takes a wound. He's got 2 left. He fights back on a... fights 5. And he misses. He's driven back 2. Then this one comes after him, going 6 and then trying to charge. Get up -2. Passes, and he goes. Turns to face. So now it's going to be 4 dice attacking me, 5 or less. All hit. Oh, 3 or less. Oh, failed 2. Isaac's down. Over here, going 3 up and like a couple over, and then trying to charge the big guy. Oh no. Oh, weaponsmith. Oh, problematic. You are just not charged, actually. You just moved to outside of 2. -2. And this guy's going to go 5 in a bunch. Does he make his charge? 7? He'd be like on this top step. So at -2, it's a 5. I'd say that makes it. And then it's fighting with 4 dice. Because he's a big fella. 5 or less. Critical for 2. A miss and 2 hits. So 4 total. 4 armor rolls. Oh, fails them all. Super dead. It's just Cora left. Oh man, turn 6. Event roll for turn 6. Bad news. No bad guys show up though. Sorry, 3 dice. It's 17. I have 1 point of models left, so no bad guys this time. And a 17 on the event roll is going to be... Unfortunate development. Apply the region effect immediately as if a model just rolled a 10 to pray or scavenge. Big beast shows up. Over here. This guy's back because we didn't kill him. He's gonna get to us, and Cora just needs to run. So she's gonna go 6 over to here, start at 6, and then she's gonna run and go 4 over here, I guess. Just try not to get an insanity point. She would have been best off going this way, like going down here, going 6, and then 4 more. And then just like hiding in this building where no one can get to her. Later, nerds. I don't want to gain an insanity point. And they'll rush towards me and that'll be the game. Regains an insanity point. Rusty's up to 2. And then we are gonna, I guess, explore. Rolly and Cora that can go exploring. So why not? We'll have Rolly be the leader? You got a skill that's worth taking? No, Cora doesn't have skill either. We'll have Cora be the leader. Oh, and technically we do the experience leveling up first. Players apply experience, earn to the models, and level them up. So Cora goes to 2. She becomes level 1, actually. We'll give her haggle. We have haggling. What could we do that's cool for exploring? Cora's going to learn the scavenger skill. So she rolls a 6+ between every game round and gains gold, basically. +1 gold if she gets it at the first level. And then Rolly's going to learn the scouting ability as well. And also, because he jumps right to, or he went to level 2. They both have scouting. He's going to gain a stat increase and become Dex 7. 0.2 from winning the game. 3-0 because we got somebody off the table. And now let's see what our exploration chart is. To explore, choose one model is leading the party, then roll on this chart. We roll a 2, which is reconnaissance. Your next mission, you must deploy all of your opponent must deploy their army first. Interesting. Any gold? 6+? Nope. Mission. So we're at 6 figures still. We got some insanity from this one because we got ambushed bad by the Scarred. They ate a whole bunch of us. But we learned some skills. Cora leveled up, and so did Rolly. Rusty, Isaac, Ira, the new recruit, and the weaponsmith did not. So we go into the game, a wild amount of insanity gained by the Warband, as Cora and Rolly were the only ones that actually made it off, or basically Rolly made it to safety. Cora just kind of snuck away at the end on turn 6, so she didn't die. But they got some experience, learned some skills. She made the connections now, so she can earn some monies in between games, and also Rolly managing to earned some XP, so they leveled up too, and increased his dexterity. Now, we'll be back in 2 weeks with more Brutality with Wild Attack, Mission 3 from the solo and co-op sort of like campaign. I should at this point in game 2, I have one favorite point. I should set myself a favorite goal. I'm gonna say that I will win the campaign, or I'll succeed in the campaign if I end up with 4 at the end of all of this. I have 4 missions left to do it, so I can only lose 1 more of the following 4 missions, or I will not win the campaign. Isaac won't survive, basically, in the wilderness. Also, that monster seems to be hunting us, so we'll see what happens there. So big thanks for watching. We'll see you for more Brutality in 2 weeks. I'm Ash. Happy gaming. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below so you get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirts, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Death Ray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.